with a title like this, I am not guaranteeing that these books will change your life. In fact, I don't think they changed my life, and that's probably the worst intro that I've ever made. But I don't care. I chose these books based on how much they enriched my life, and these are the 4 that I am choosing to share with you based on the over 80 that I read in 2023. My name is Vin, and this is the Venn Diagram, a channel dedicated to the intersections of my life experiences, where you'll see me go through deep dives about books and random habit experiments that I conduct on myself. In 2024, I really want to be intentional about deeper learning. I don't want to just read a bunch of books. I want to learn and teach as simply as I can. Before you or I forget, hit subscribe, as it can really help the channel. And I also want to hear what you think, so be honest in the comments below. So reading books has been a journey for me, and I want to remove barriers for reading as much as I can. This is why I only recommend 4 books.
If an average book is 250 pages,
to read 4 books in a year, you only have to read 3 pages a day. That's it, 3 pages a day. And if you can do that, I guarantee you'll be able to finish much more than 4 books in a year. So enough math. I hate math. This video is about books. Book number 1 is The Pathless Path by Paul Millerd. This book is about defining your own path in life. It provided me many questions that I came back to several times in 2023. These questions include, are you a worker? If you are not a worker, then who are you? How are you complicit in creating the conditions you say you don't want? What is the cost of inaction in 3 months, 12 months, or in a few years? What is your enough? The book wants you to ask yourself, how do you define yourself outside of the work that you do day to day? Are you content with that definition? If not, how are you responsible for creating the conditions that you say you don't want? And what agency, that is, what do you have in your control to change your conditions? If you don't go after what you want, what risks are you putting your life through? And that last question is about defining your enough. Your enough is, what will it take for you to stop moving the goalpost of a new job, of a higher pay, of a career? What is enough for you? Enough for you to be happy and content exactly as things are. I also really love this question. Why the hell are so many grown adults spending their time on obviously pointless tasks? In my previous job, I was bored out of my mind, but I needed the money and I couldn't financially afford to quit. I knew I wanted to leave after 2 months of being there, but I could not land a job for another year. Pathless Path reminded me that there are going to be bumps along the road no matter what path you choose. It is what you make of that time that determines your character. And to be honest, it's because of how boring that job was that I even started considering creating videos for a YouTube channel. Because I wasn't using my brain much at work, I worked on personal projects in my free time. And in that way, this was always meant to be part of my path. Book number 2 is 21 Rules About Love. This is a fictional story about a man and the lists that he makes. This is the book that made me laugh the most in 2023. Written by Matthew Dix, who is a storyteller, writer, consultant, really all of the things. This book was something I didn't realize I needed until I read through it. It was quirky and honest, and it was also in list form. And somehow it was so similar in how my thought process works between thoughts that I felt really seen by it. For example, reasons I quit teaching. Couldn't stand 1 more minute of professional development that was neither professional nor developmental. Or this one. Things that should only be done in TV because in real life there are no commercial breaks. Just awkwardness, feelings of inadequacy, grudging apologies, storming off, rooting, hanging up on someone, slamming doors in anger, throwing anything in anger. In this list, things we all absolutely want, but for some reason can't get. A vacation from a vacation. Elimination of all dress codes. I mean, this book was so fun, and if you need a reminder of joy, highly recommend this one. Book number... Wait. Yeah, okay. Book number 3. This is the book that made me cry the most. This book is You've Reached Sam by Dustin Thao. I promise this isn't a spoiler, but Sam dies. And the rest of the book is about Julie, his girlfriend. Death is a natural part of the human condition, and so is the grief that comes with it. But grief seldom goes away with time. It usually doesn't go away at all. I lost a friend back in November 2022. While this book is mainly about a romantic partner losing their loved one, it is also about the impact of a death to the whole community that they leave behind. My friend David was a joy to be around. He was loud, he was weird, and everyone I know that knew him felt more seen by simply existing in the same room as he did. This book does a great job, an honest job, of showing the many stages of grief: denial, anger, isolation, all of the costs that come with sudden death. No matter what kind of grief you may be going through, remember that you are not as alone as you believe, and no matter how agonizing this moment may be right now, it will pass. And as the years go on, and the pain is lessened, know that you don't love that person any less. The pain is just more tolerable for you. You don't love them any less just because you didn't cry or think about them as much as you once did a year ago. So read that book if you need a good cry. Book number 4 is Nonviolent Communication by Marshall B. Rosenberg. This book provided a lot of examples on how to better communicate, but the most important thing you have to get from this book is to make observations without judgment about any situation. You have to understand the feelings that are being expressed of everybody involved, no matter how you feel about them. You have to understand the needs that are being said without being said explicitly. And how do we meet each other's needs? Lastly, through requests. This is how we have to figure out how to ask for our needs to be met in a way that is led by compassion and understanding instead of attacking one another. I am an empath, and this isn't just feeling everyone's feelings around me, though that is true as well. It means that I seek the understanding of what others experience. This book really made me streamline that process. I have to be able to observe without saying that something is bad or good. This is a judgment. The next step is feeling. I have to know what my feelings are as well as the other person. Also, something that I read a while ago that was really interesting is that your feelings are not fact. They are an interpretation of the facts. The next piece is needs. What are the needs being expressed in this moment? And the last piece is a request. What do we all want, and how can we ask each other what that is without it being a self-serving ultimatum? So I guarantee that book will improve vastly how you communicate with people. So if I could only recommend 4 books in 2024, that's the list. Let me know which one of these you found most appealing, or if you don't care about them at all, or if you end up reading them, come back to this video and let me know what you think. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.